Hello everyone and welcome back to Living in PNW. Today you'll have an exclusive tour with one of the top luxury builders in Southwest Washington.
We take you behind the scenes so that you can see the inner workings and the people that make this amazing product.
This is exclusive, meaning living in the PNW, you have an opportunity to meet the builders, the developers, and how things are brought together to an exclusive neighborhood and a luxury neighborhood like you will tour today.
And we're peeling back the layers to show you the behind the scenes. So without anything further, let's get into it. So we're here in this new subdivision in Ridgefield, Washington that you guys are building, the trails of Whipple Creek. Can you tell the people watching at home kind of what you're working on here?
Well, it's a pretty incredible site. It's surrounded by 250 acres of Whipple Creek Regional Park. Plus we have 150 acres across the street of community park and recreation that's not developed yet. From a park standpoint, you're surrounded by over 400 acres. That makes a pretty unique site in Clark County, Washington.
Wow, that's a lot of space. So they're going to build a whole recreation type park across the street?
Yeah, it'll be more of an interpretive area, some walking trails and, maybe a few Little League baseball diamonds, some horseshoes, some picnic shelters, things like that. And then this will all be left totally natural. There's about 3.5, 4 miles of trail systems that already exist with an access point inside the community.
Oh, that's so cool. So every day people can go and walk their dogs through these incredible trails up here.
Yeah, I think we almost captured one walking by here just a moment ago, heading right to the trail access.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many homes are you going to build in this neighborhood?
This is 48 lots total. All the lots vary from 10,000 all the way up to almost 16,000 square feet. So you have green space lots, we have larger interior lots, but with those sizes we can do larger one-level homes, we can do larger two-level homes, you can have extensive outdoor living areas, bigger garage, whatever suits your needs.
Okay, so you're doing fully custom in here then? There's no spec-built homes?
No spec-built homes. We do have some product that's marketed just to give people an idea of the price points and finish levels, but almost everything has been drawn from scratch, specifically dialed into the customer themselves.
Wow, so this is really an opportunity to join a luxury community, to have the full-on, just all the custom amenities you want, and incredible walkability. I mean, you don't usually get those together. Right?
Yeah, and you're so close to the freeway, you're minutes to the hospital, you're minutes to shopping, minutes to food and groceries, so it just makes for a serene setting that makes you feel like you're out in the country, and less than 5 minutes we're in town.
Wow, it's a great location, great product, and now let's go ahead and take a walk through the community, and maybe you can show me some of the finer points, what it is that you think is really special about this here.
Okay.
Sounds good. Cool. Let's go. So we hear a lot locally about Ridgefield, but for those people who don't know, what's so special about this area in particular?
Well, there's a lot of unique things. I mean, one, it's just so much country, and geographically, it's a really large area of Clark County. Traditionally, it's always been farmlands and vineyards, and it has a boat launch. It has a really cool actually what it's known for is where U-Haul was invented, believe it or not. But you have a boat launch, you got a great small town with a lot of great little restaurants. We now have a Costco, we got an In-N-Out coming, we have easy access to the freeway, we have a new college campus, we got a new medical campus. I mean, there's just a lot going on, and it's conveniently located, 15 miles north of the airport in downtown Vancouver, which is pretty much the new landmark that's putting Vancouver on the map.
Wow, and I'm just hearing new. Is this area getting more development and growth than other areas?
Well, I think, I don't know how many consecutive years in a row, but it was the fastest growing city in all of Washington. I know at least 2 or 3 years in a row, and it continues to grow at a phenomenal pace.
So it hits my eye, the lines are a little bit different in your architecture and in your construction, and it just, even before it's all put together, it just says this is going to be luxury. What are some of the things that really set apart a luxury community versus other neighborhoods you might have built in?
Well, just one, you don't have that cookie cutter feel. It's not a limited number of floor plans that are all preset for each lot. We allow each customer to have some individuality and create the home that they're looking for. So here, you got a great asymmetrical modern, the use of tremendous amount amount of windows and glass. It's going to turn out amazing. And we'll see as we tour the rest of the neighborhood a variety of different styles of architecture, Scandinavian, transitional, traditional, you name it. They all work, and we have a twist on all of them.
Mind if we take a look inside while it's
Yeah,
all
we should check
in
this one
progress?
out.
All right.
Getting ready to side it with some hardy plank siding, and it's going to look really good once we get all that up and get the variety of textures.
You got the rough ends all done. Is the roof on, or is it just sheeting at this point?
The roof is not on. We just have a waterproof membrane down, so ice and water shield, and this will be a metal roof.
Okay.
So it'll have a lifetime warranty, which is low maintenance. This is an older consumer, so they're concerned about that to a certain extent. And one of the things you notice here in the Northwest is light, 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 light. You know, as we get ready to transition into wintertime, one of the biggest complaints we have is how drab and dreary it is, and a lot of the older homes just don't take advantage of the window sizes that we do today. And you know, here we have an amazing 20-foot stacking door by Milgard. That's going to have a 15-foot opening. It's just going to really give you that indoor-outdoor feel. Once we get that all landscaped and they have this beautiful backdrop, there's a creek down below, so none of that's ever going to change.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, there's just huge openings. Like everywhere I look, I can see through to the outside. So that's something very different about you guys as a builder. And also what you were kind of mentioning about roofs. You know, there's not a lot of talk about it until, oh, it's time to buy the house, and people don't really think about it. But most roofs, they give them a 20, 25 year lifespan, right? But it rains a little bit here, so that 25 years is very questionable. So you guys are using building materials that are gonna last even further.
Yeah, in some cases, with modern and asymmetrical modern, you do a lot of TPO and you do a lot of metal. That's a standing seam metal product that's painted whatever color the customer would like. We do a lot of 30, 40, and 50-year roofs depending on the consumer. It's just each home stands on its own, and so we just kind of design it around what they're looking for as well as achieving the price.
So what stage is this home in exactly here?
We just finished electrical rough-in and plumbing rough-in. We're getting ready to go to insulation and then sheetrock.
Gotcha. And how long is it usually in this stage before you guys move it to the next?
It depends on the size of the home. The bigger the home will be here a little longer than others, but typically, you know, it could be anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, depending on the home size.
And how long does it usually take you guys from when it's shovel ready and you guys finally break ground to when you're able to deliver the finished product?
I would say right now we're averaging 6 to 10 months, depending on the size of the home. So the smaller home like this will probably be 5.5, 6 months. You get into like a 3,500 to 4,500 square feet, obviously it's bigger. It's gonna take a little more time at each stage of the construction process. So then we'll end up closer to 8 to 10.
Gotcha. And in those stages, that's actually pretty fast. I mean, in less than a year from when
Doesn't
you're going
seem fast
into...
to us.
I'm sure.
Post-COVID, it's actually almost double.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, 2019 and prior, we used to build, 3,000 square feet, 3.5, 4 months. 4,000 square feet, 4.5, 5 months. So really the building times have doubled post-COVID.
Is that because of supply issues or what?
The supply issues, not so much. It's just a difference in labor. Complexity of the homes has changed a lot. Everybody wants more. So we're putting a lot more into these homes finish-wise. Everything has undermount sinks, everything has quartz counters, extensive amounts of hardwoods, much more detail. I mean, you're doing slab backsplashes and you're doing porcelain showers. So the level of quality post-COVID is literally almost, the homes are twice as nice.
True, yeah, we all kind of were sitting inside of our houses going, this could be a little nicer, for sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah. People are traveling less and spending more time at home, so you're doing a lot more outdoor living, you're doing built-in barbecues, you're doing outdoor fire pits, built-in heaters, and the use of stacking doors and sliding doors throughout, just to have that indoor-outdoor feel and really be able to spend more time at your home with your family.
It really sounds to me like you're answering that call that people are wanting more and something better and something more intentional. And not every builder is stepping up to that. They're not all interacting with that. A lot of people just bang out a whole bunch of homes and here's your box and that's just the way that it is. What drove you to be more in that custom answering the call kind of role?
Yeah, well, I think, initially as a builder, we started out, going for the numbers and building, more traditional style floor plans. I think the entire Clark County market was that way. But as you start to, I guess when you went through the downturn, you think back of the major downturn, 07, 07, 08, 09, you really had to reinvent yourself. You had to stop and think, you know, what do I need to do to emerge from this more successful, and how do I not, you know, repeat what just happened? Not that anybody did anything that caused it, you know, it was obviously worldwide. But I think what we realize is listen to the people and give them what they want. So coming out of it, instead of telling them what they wanted, we spent more time listening, and we just let the market lead the way. So we followed the market. This was what the customer wanted, and here we are.
That really sounds like the turning point, you know, that you guys adapted to that. Instead of saying, oh, it's happening to us, you actually got focused on your systems and got focused on your relationships with your clients, and it's kind of driven and pushed you in a whole direction.
I think it just goes back to the basics. What does the customer want, and what do we need to do to give it? You know, and I think once we understood that and we focused on that, the customers continued to come and the product continued to elevate itself. And as the market evolved, we evolved with it.
Thank you for watching the video so far. A lot of people ask us questions about communities, products, specs, and this is a phenomenal opportunity to reach out directly to us, and we'll be more than happy to get that info to you.
We hear from people like you every day, and we absolutely love it. So make sure you get down in the description below the video. There's a link where you can reach out, or a phone number to call us directly. Bang on a log, send an email, shoot a text, whatever, get in touch.
And it's kind of cool to massage it in there so it didn't look out of place. We put that other ceiling in there and then put some additional windows over the top to kind of take your eyes off how tall that RV door really is.
That gives it a nice continuity with the huge windows over there, you know, looking back from a distance. But just looking at this right now, I can see, you know, you guys use a little bit different materials. You don't always see these siding types. Not a lot of people are doing stucco or concrete type of exteriors. Can you talk a little bit about the materials you're using on the outside?
Yeah, I think when you look through the homes in here, I mean, we do use pretty much about 90% hardy plank products. The hardy plank has architectural panels. They have a lot of different architectural styles and finishes on different textures on all those panels. But it's kind of nice to mix up, you know, some vertical, you know, cedar or some horizontal lap, just doing a variety of textures, you know, where you have stone and wood and architectural panel and lap siding. The more textures you have, the better. You know, the more individual character the home has. People love that. And in the past, it was always just lap siding, four corners, all the way around. You know, and those days have really changed when you're in the luxury home market.
Yeah, I've really noticed that about you guys. I mean, yes, the luxury home market has more surfaces, but you guys really take it there with that, and it's awesome. Is that really on purpose to just go extra with it, or is it just kind of how it turned out?
Well, we draw a lot of homes now in 3D, so we're able to really look at the homes architecturally and spin them around and look at the sides and the front and the back and understand what you're going to see when you pull up and what you're going to see when you leave. And it's just really important to mix it up and have a wide array of textures and products on the side of the home to elevate the community as a whole, but also elevate each individual home.
Yeah, so you guys are relying pretty heavily on your 3D renderings, and I see you're working with digs. Not everybody knows about that. Can you talk about how that affects your process and what that is?
Yeah, digs is more on the front-facing consumer interaction, so it's just changing the way that we communicate with our client through the build process, as well as the individual subcontractors and vendors throughout the build. You know, in the past, I mean, we still do it. It's hard to break habits, but you know, people email you changes, people text you changes, people text you pictures. Sometimes they pick up the phone and you have a conversation. There's a variety of different ways that a customer may communicate with you. With digs, it allows us to collaborate in one spot. And so it essentially is as easy as just, you know, pressing and texting, but it's on the blueprint. So the customer, if they wake up at 11 o'clock at night and have a crazy good idea, instead of shooting us off an email at 11 o'clock at night, they can just go right on the blueprint, press and hold. They can, you know, essentially tell us whatever they're thinking. They can add a picture, they can add an attachment, and then they can tag whoever it pertains to. So that if it's me on the sales and design side, or if it's a specific vendor, maybe it's a flooring company, oh my gosh, I want to do hardwood here. They can literally just tag the appropriate people, and it invites them into the conversation.
Wow.
And then we're tracking it. So we have record of that conversation instead of, oh my gosh, where was that? When did they tell me that? Oh, I don't remember.
That's really cool. So you're using the front-facing software to really smooth out and streamline all of the little tiny change orders and all of the customer interaction, and then it's a lot more cohesive. Things don't get lost in the process.
You know, if you think about it, when a consumer is meeting with the flooring company, I'm not there, you're not there, you know, realtor's not there, but that's usually just a private meeting between the vendor and the designer and the customer, but we really don't know what occurs during that meeting. But with digs, if the customer is thinking about doing something different, or they're thinking about changing materials or surfaces in a specific area, or maybe they're gonna do a linear drain in a bathroom and we thought they were doing a center drain, now we can capture that information and it almost feels like you were a part of the meeting. Because when we get done with the meeting, the designer can go right into the blueprint and put a note saying, hey, we're gonna do a linear drain here, no longer doing this drain. So just less mistakes and more accountability, and everybody's part of the build transaction, so we can all see what's going on at every stage.
Wow. Yeah, it's not just one person that's the builder. This takes a whole community to do that needs to communicate.
And it's probably one of the things that hasn't changed in over 30, 40 years in the building industry is how we build. Yes, there's been a lot of softwares that have came. They're mostly all for the back end. They're more for the scheduling and accounting part of the build. But when you talk about digs, it's for the customer. To have a better experience, have a better build, and really have a better overall experience with the build itself, their project manager, all the vendors. And the best part about it is when we're done, we get to hand them a digital copy of their home, and they have all of the information from the build.
Yeah, with the rendering and everything, so they can see every last bit of what it looks like before it's even built.
And they can use AI to ask questions about the build. So they can be, after move-in, sitting in the comfort of their own home, and you could show up and say, oh my gosh, I love this hardwood, what is it? They could just ask digs, and it's going to use AI. It's going to scan all the information that was uploaded during the build process, and within seconds it's going to come back and tell them what brand, manufacturer, type of wood, color, and stain, all at just the push of a button.
Wow, that's next level. That's really cool. So one thing I've noticed that you guys put some pretty special features to each of the houses, and I'm sure you get all sorts of interesting requests, from hidden doors to sport courts and whatnot. Can you tell me a couple of the things that you have going in this particular development that are kind of interesting?
Golf simulators are definitely a growing trend, and so yeah, in this home we have a golf simulator, we have a gym, we have a sauna, we have a little bar area so that you can have a few drinks and laugh at your buddy's shot.
Okay.
So make it a fun evening. We have indoor batting cages in one of the homes.
Really?
We do actually have an indoor sport court in one of our homes. She's a sports photographer, so she shoots for local basketball organizations. So she actually has a sport court set up for photography purposes. Yeah, we've got indoor salons, you name it. There's all kinds of different things.
So there's a lot of kind of businesses that people that are doing out of their homes in here. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, things that they're passionate about. Why, if you have it built into your home, it's really not all that hard to do. It's just a matter of talking about it so we can understand and achieve the results in the floor plan.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so right here you can actually see we have an indoor batting cage that's going to go along that wall, and you'll access here. Then we also have a golf simulator that's going to go in there. We also have a gym, and then over here we have a salon, so she can cut hair because she's done that historically for a period of time. So it's all captured in there, and it's all in the privacy of their home. This is going to be where the husband parks and his golf clubs are sitting there, and then right there's a golf simulator. There's a bar to be able to watch everybody. Then we have a fitness area, and then we have a built-in sauna, and we have a powder bath. And that's all in the garage area of the home. And then it all flows into the outdoor living area where we'll have an outdoor fire pit, outdoor fireplace, and a built-in barbecue.
So one thing I've noticed about what you guys do is this really incredible hybrid of rustic and modern. Is that at the core of what you guys do, or is it just a part of it? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think you have a variety of different demographics of people that we're building for, and everybody comes from a different era. They could come from a different city, state, or town, and everybody has something that they want to feel when they're in the privacy of their own home. That might be warmth, the feel of country and rusticness. It might be, modern and, warm, or it could be a completely different feel, but they're all tailored to whatever the customer wants.
Ron, thanks for showing us around this neighborhood today. It's really cool. I really appreciate your insight. This isn't the only place you guys are building either. You have more than this going on, right?
Yeah, we have communities in Ridgefield, Philida, Camas, and in other areas of the county as well.
Definitely check out later in the video. I'm going to show you a few of the different areas as well as some of the stuff on their website. And if they wanted to get in touch and find out more about you guys, how do they tap in?
Well, they can visit our website at cascadewest.com. That definitely is a wealth of information, or reach out to their realtor or broker. And we have relationships with all of those guys, so we're happy to work with anybody and everybody.
Awesome. If you guys have any questions about anything you saw in the video today, make sure and leave them in the comments below. Definitely check out the links to Cascade West in the description. They are one of the most decorated, awarded builders in Southwest Washington, and as we've seen today, there's good reason for that. Thanks so much for tapping in with us, and we'll see you in the mix.
Yep, we'll do it again later.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today and watching all the way through the video. If you have any questions about anything you've seen, or you just want to let us know what you liked most, make sure you leave that in the comments below. Also, definitely give us a like if you dug this video. If you made it this far, you liked it, okay? So just like it. Also, make sure you subscribe while you're at it. And if you guys want to see more stuff that's built by Cascade West, we show off a whole bunch more of it in this video right here.